All right, everyone, the 2024 season is here. We are getting back into the swing of things, getting everything set up and ready. We got a video here. Might not be a whole lot going on, but there'll be some good little information, at least a starting point on where we're headed with the patch this year. And let's get into it. So the first thing we did early February, we had a warm spell, was fairly dry, and so what I did is I had some compost delivered in the fall time. I didn't get a chance to till it in. It pretty much was spread, and that was about all we did. With that being incorporated, this is February 29th. I incorporated this probably in the first week of February. And just kind of tilled up the top 4 inches. Not a whole lot. Got some of the cover crop and topsoil, any weeds that may have germinated, and kind of incorporated that in. Obviously, you can see some of the weeds have come back. I'm not going to do any tillage today, but what we are going to do is, based on our soil analysis, our pH has risen. So what we're going to add as soon as possible, which is today, is elemental sulfur. So soil analysis, to be able to drop it down to around a 6.9, I need about approximately 50 pounds of sulfur for my patch. My patch is approximately 4,800 square foot, so we'll go ahead and get the 50 pounds added now, give that time to start working. Elemental sulfur is a slow process, so it's going to take all year, and then I've also heard cases where it could take 2-3 years to kind of really take full effect. So what we're going to do is I'm going to adjust it by adding this 50 pounds now, not till it in. It's just going to be spread. It'll get in there with the rain and everything, and then during the course of the amendment part, obviously I'll till it into the soil as well. My plan also is to add some elemental sulfur to the patch approximately mid-season, maybe just a touch before, and that'll be more than what the soil calculator wants to do, but like I said, it does take a while for that to break down. So anything I add in early to mid-June to the patch will likely not take much effect on this season. It'll be more towards the next season. But what I wanted to do is consistently work down that soil pH. The pH currently in the patch is showing, I believe it's a 7.4, which is the highest this patch has ever had. And this patch was rested last year, so I didn't do a whole lot to it. So that's just all from things that have broken down over the last season. I did have a cover crop on here. I rotated between 2 separate cover crops. One of them was a mustard crop last summer, and then I chopped it, and I cut it and tilled it. Don't know if I got any of the benefits out of what you're really wanting out of a mustard crop when you do that, but roots in the soil I know is beneficial. The mustard itself, anything that broke down in there, organic matter wise, would help. After that, I also cut or tilled in a batch of winter rye and ran that through the fall time. All right, we're at March the 20th, and we have the interior of the patch broad forked. I say the interior because probably about the outer 10 to 15 feet did not get broad forked. I just physically cannot do all that. I'd love to, but currently in my current state ain't happening. So we're gonna get on to the amendment part of the patch. I don't know if I'll get into all the details. Very similar way that I amend all my years. Just following the soil test, what it tells me, kind of going over the Langley soil calculator, and then also talking to other growers, seeing what they're doing and see what their ideas on how I can improve my soil. So we'll get into it. I'm going to get a time lapse going. You'll see me adding a lot of perlite this year, a few bags of peat moss. Price on peat moss has really gone up.
I've already had compost from the fall added, so that's pretty well incorporated. I'm definitely doing gypsum for calcium and sulfur, and doing some magnesium, and then also my micronutrients. So you know, some of the similar stuff that I've added over the years, but there's going to be tweaks obviously to some of that. So hang tight, watch the time lapse, and enjoy. Alright, as you can see, the nighttime has set in. It took me a little longer than I wanted to get everything done, but I think I lost a bearing on the tiller, so I have to see about getting that fixed before I have to use it again. But everything looks pretty good. It tilled up good. Obviously you can still see a lot of the perlite and things like that at the surface, but that's all right. I'll probably still end up doing one more till here before the season kicks off, but we'll see how this settles in. It tilled up real nice and fine, so pretty happy with it. Tiller did its job, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.